Welcome, this is the guitar story. It starts with a dream. The dream is you imagining what it would be like to learn to play the guitar. So every night you dream about it. To fulfill the dream you go off to the music shop. Now you've seen the guitar in the window, so you quite fancy that particular one, you can afford it. So down to the shop, there it is, and in you go. You part with your money and you walk out with your guitar. Now the nice man in the shop puts that into a nice case for you, which you then tuck under your arm, and off you go home, ready to start to learn to play this guitar, this dream that you've had. When you get home, first thing you do is take it out of its case and start to hold some chords down. The first thing you realise is it hurts your fingers. The second thing you realise is it's not quite as easy as you thought. So what now? Back to the music shop, of course. So when you go back to the music shop, a man there persuades you to buy this latest particular guitar learning book, which you buy. Unfortunately, it doesn't make a lot of sense to you and there's nothing to relate to in it, so you're just as confused and lost as you were to start with. So you buy the CD, and sadly that's just the same. It doesn't really do much for you, so you're kind of left to your own devices. So you have a go on your own. And it's not easy, as everybody finds out. And then something interesting happens. One day, out you are, and you meet up with who turns out to be the love of your life. So you get together, spend some time with each other, and one day she says, "Hey, tell you what, honey, we should get married." So, lo and behold, you get married. Into the church, blow a few bob, or a few dollars, and you get married. And then she says, "Oh, darling, wouldn't it be nice if we had a house?" So, you end up having to buy a house. And of course, if you've got a house, then you're going to have a car to go with it. Now, all of these things start to cost money. And now you've got to scratch your head a bit and think, well, where do I get the money from? Well, the answer to that's straightforward enough. You get yourself a decent job, you go and work for Mr. Big in the factory or in the office or in the conglomerate, and you apply yourself and you work hard along with all the other people. Things are going nicely, and then one day you suddenly remember that you've left your guitar in the corner, and the poor old thing now is starting to gather a little bit of dust and become a home for the local spiders. But never mind, these are the things you have to do in life. And then before long, your good partner comes to you and says, "Hey honey, we're going to have an addition to the family." And your immediate thought is more money and not so much time now, because you're going to have to look after the kid. Oh dear, what's happening with the old guitar? Well, the guitar's sitting there waiting patiently for you to finish with your life so you can get on with the guitar. So to fund all this extra, you then go and get any bigger job or a better job. You go to the boss and start to work from the morning right through until the night, and suddenly life slips away from you because you're doing all the things that everybody else has to do. Poor old guitar, innocently sitting there in the corner, gathering even more dust and becoming a home to a big group of spiders now, not just the one. Time's ticking away, the clock's moving on, and your life is slipping by. And then one day she says, "Hey honey, we're going to have another member of the family." Well, that's great. So now we've got mum and dad, we've got the two kids, and life's pretty well as it was intended to be, the same as everyone else's life. And the years slowly slip by, and the future starts dashing toward you. And then eventually you start to get a bit creaky and a bit old, and the back starts to ache a little bit, and life changes a bit, and the dreams kind of drift away and fade. The guitar was always there though, waiting for you, loyally sitting there in the background, just waiting for you. And you come back to the guitar, and now what we've got is the internet, and we've got YouTube, and we've got loads of different channels and tons of learning stuff. In fact, so much it's completely confusing. The worst part of all, of course, time. What happened to the time? The time just kept moving, and in fact, it's running out now, because we only get so much of it. So what are we going to do? Well, luckily for you, you found me. My name's Mike Herbert, and you found my website, sixstringvideos.com. And what I do is specialise in showing you who's had a go didn't learn very well, and showing you how to do it properly and to make a lot of progress really, really quickly, because guess what? The time's running out. The way I do that is to give you loads and loads of free videos so that you can learn on your own at home through your computer, looking at my CDs and my DVDs. Your guitar starts to make some beautiful music. The audience agrees, they think you're absolutely great. It looks like we've got a solution here, because what you've just found is the fastest way there is to make up for all that wasted time. So now you and your guitar are match made in heaven.